Welcome back to the online learning classes. Before we start today's topic, let us revise what we have studied in previous standard. We studied about large variety of animals and plants in your surrounding. They all are of various shapes and size and also look different to each other. But one thing is common in all of them. They all made up of small unit of life that is called cell. With this you understood which chapter we are going to learn. The chapter number is 11 and the chapter name is cell structure and microorganism. We seen about different types of organism. There are two types of organism that are unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular means single celled animal and multicellular means many cell animals. In unicellular we can see amoeba, paramecium. In multicellular so many animals comes. For example, human being also. Please observe this flow chart. We will fill the empty place. How the book will become. Now first one should be letter. Then afterwards words, sentence. The blank page is paragraph, chapter, book. These all together will come together. Then we will get book. Same like that only. Structural organisms. Our human body also structure like that only. First it will come cell. When all cell come together it will become tissue. Then all tissue come together it will become organ. When all organ come together it will become organ system. Then when all organ system come together we will get full one body. Now first we will understand what is cell. Cell is the fundamental structural and functional unit of living organisms. Cellular organisms is the primary characteristic of all living organisms. Now we will see who discovered cell first. The great scientist Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered the cell. Robert Hooke observed a thin section of cork under a microscope. In this section, he saw hexagonal compartments like those of honeybees. He named those compartments cell. This term is derived from the Latin word called cella, which means small room. We've seen that cells are observed in under a microscope, compound microscope. But you want to know who discovered compound microscope? It discovered in 1673 Anton van Leeuwenhoek assembled various lens to construct a microscope. He was the first to observe live bacteria and protozoan cell under the microscope. Cells are extremely minute in size. We cannot see with our naked eyes. Micrometer and nanometer are the unit measured for their size. The compound microscope is used for observing cell. Let's do an activity. Take a piece of onion and carefully separate the thin skin from its concave surface with the help of forceps. Place the membrane on a glass slide and put a drop of water on it, or put a drop of dilute solution of iodine. Observe under the 10x objective of the compound microscope. Don't forget to put a cover slip over the onion skin on the slide before placing it under the microscope. Like that only, the cell from various parts of plants like leaves, bark, root, tips, etc. we can observe in a microscope. Now we will see cell size. Cell size is great variation in the shapes of cell. The shapes are mainly related to their function. As you seen in this picture, cells are many different shapes, for example cellular, rod shaped, spiral, oval, rectangular, etc. Each cell contains various components for carrying out the life processes of the living organisms. These components are called organelles. These organelles are studied in detail with the help of the electron microscope with an magnified images up to the 2 billion times their actual size. Each living cell has the capacity to perform certain basic functions that are characteristics of all living organisms. Each cells of heart to pumps blood, each cells of stomach to digest food, etc. Now we will see there are two main types of cells. The two types are animal cell and plant cell. These cells consist of various type of membrane bound cells organelle. Plant cells have a definite shape due to the presence of the cell wall around them. Beside, unlike animal cells, presence plant cells contain single large vacuole. All these cells are known as eukaryotic cell. Next we will see cell wall. The cell wall is the outermost covering of the cell which is seen only in plant cells. Cell wall gives definite shape to the cells. Animal cells lack the cell wall. Next we will see plasma membrane, or it is called cell membrane, is a thin, extremely delicate and flexible covering. In plant cells, it is inside the cell wall. In animal cell, it is the outermost covering of the cells. Next is cytoplasm, the liquid part in the cell. Except the nucleus is called cytoplasm. It is present in the space between the plasma membrane and nucleus. In the cytoplasm, the cell organelles are secreted.